There is a secret that everyone talks about, but few truly understand. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is not the perfect moment waiting for you to arrive. It is the quiet power of showing up every single day. You see, consistency is not glamorous. It does not announce itself with fireworks or applause. It whispers, it tugs, it asks you to make a choice over and over again, even when you do not feel like it. And this choice, this small act repeated endlessly, becomes the foundation of everything you dream of. Life is not a race with sudden leaps. Life is a river, and every drop of effort you make, every small habit you keep, flows into something bigger than yourself. You want change. Start with one step today, one action that aligns with your purpose, even if it seems insignificant. When you wake up and force yourself to show up, you are building a bridge from where you are now to where you wish to be. You are teaching your mind that discipline is possible, that your dreams deserve your devotion. Consistency is difficult because life will always tempt you with comfort. It will lure you with excuses. You will feel tired. You will feel distracted. You will wonder if it is worth it. But the truth is, the universe responds to those who persist. Greatness does not favor the talented alone. It favors the relentless, the ones who decide to rise when the world says sleep. Every time you push past resistance, you plant a seed of resilience that will grow into your future. Think about it like this. A river cuts through rock not because it is stronger, but because it never stops. Your effort is that river. Your patience is that force. Show up when it is hard. Show up when no one is watching. Show up when your heart tells you to quit. This is where transformation begins. Small choices made consistently become unstoppable momentum. Momentum is the hidden magic. It moves mountains quietly. It shifts your reality in ways you cannot measure, until one day you realize you are no longer the person who wanted to start. You are the person who keeps going no matter what. Consistency beats talent when talent does not show up. Think about it for a moment. We live in a world obsessed with talent, with the idea that natural ability alone can carry someone to the top. We celebrate prodigies. We idolize those who seem born with extraordinary gifts, and yet the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Talent without action is like a seed that never meets the soil, a potential that never sees the light of day. It is invisible, it is silent, and it bears no fruit. But consistency, the simple act of showing up day after day, even when no one is watching, even when results are slow or invisible, that is what separates those who achieve from those who only dream. Talent may open doors, but consistency builds the house. You might know someone who is naturally gifted, someone who seems to have everything going for them. But if they do not put in the daily effort, if they rely only on what they were born with, they will stall. They will never reach the heights they imagine. And yet, someone with less innate ability, someone who might even doubt their own skill, can surpass them entirely simply by showing up. The daily discipline, the repetition, the willingness to work even when inspiration is absent. These are the quiet forces that change lives. You see, talent can inspire envy, but consistency inspires respect. Consistency builds results that last. Every time you commit to consistency, you are choosing action over potential. You are choosing progress over comfort. Life will always present easier paths, tempting distractions, and excuses that seem reasonable. It is easier to wait for the perfect moment, to wait for the burst of inspiration, to wait for talent to shine on its own. But the moment you step into your practice, the moment you show up even when you do not feel ready, you are proving something greater than talent alone. You are proving that effort counts, that perseverance matters, that your dreams are worth the work. Consider the athletes, the artists, the thinkers who have shaped the world. Many of them did not start as the most talented, nor did they always appear exceptional in their early days. What set them apart was their refusal to stop, their dedication to daily effort. They practiced when others rested. They learned when others played. They moved forward when others paused. Talent gave them a starting point, but consistency carried them to mastery. And the difference between those who achieve and those who merely wish is almost always this invisible, uncelebrated quality. Consistency also transforms mindset. Every time you push yourself to act, to do what you said you would do, you are training your mind to trust your own commitment. You are telling yourself that you are capable, that you are reliable, that your goals are not mere fantasies. Talent can impress others, but it does not build resilience. It does not teach patience. It does not train your character to endure setbacks. When you rely on talent alone, you are at the mercy of circumstances, of mood, of luck. When you rely on consistency, you create your own momentum. You become unstoppable because you have built a habit of persistence, and habits are far stronger than any natural gift. It is also important to understand that consistency does not mean perfection. It does not demand flawless execution or constant energy. It means returning day after day in spite of mistakes, failures, and moments of doubt. Talent shines in isolated moments. Consistency shines across a lifetime. One day, you will look back and realize that what seemed like small, ordinary actions were actually the foundation of extraordinary achievements. Talent alone cannot give you that. Only the discipline to show up can. So, when you feel discouraged by your limitations, when you compare yourself to those who seem naturally gifted, remember this: the person who consistently shows up will always surpass the one who relies on talent alone. Consistency turns ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. It transforms struggle into growth, and it transforms potential into reality. Every action you take, every day you commit, is a step toward a version of yourself that talent alone could never reach. In the quiet repetition of effort, you will find power greater than any natural gift, a strength that endures beyond momentary brilliance, and a path that leads to lasting success. Small daily actions create unstoppable momentum. This is one of those truths that sounds simple, almost too simple, yet it is the cornerstone of every great achievement. Most people underestimate the power of small steps because they are not flashy, they do not deliver immediate recognition, and they do not feel important at the moment. We are conditioned to look for breakthroughs, sudden transformations, and dramatic wins, and so we overlook the quiet accumulation of effort. But life does not reward flashes of brilliance. It rewards consistency in action. Every choice you make, every small effort you repeat daily, adds up. Momentum is born not from occasional bursts of energy, but from continuous, incremental progress. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it is small, almost insignificant. You might even question whether it will amount to anything. But with each turn, it gathers more snow. It grows, it accelerates, it becomes unstoppable. Your daily actions are like that snowball. Each act of effort, each commitment to your goal, no matter how minor it seems, adds weight, adds speed, adds power. And over time, the momentum you have built carries you forward in ways that make the hard days easier and the obstacles smaller. Momentum is invisible at first, but it is real. It compounds quietly until one day you look back and realize that you are much farther than you ever imagined. The danger is that we often wait for motivation, for inspiration, for some external signal to start taking action. But momentum does not wait for feelings. It waits for action. Motivation is unreliable, fleeting, and often disappears when you need it most. Action is steady, reliable, and powerful. By committing to small, deliberate actions every day, you create a self-perpetuating cycle. Each completed task reinforces your confidence. Each step forward makes the next step easier. Each success, no matter how small, reminds you that you are capable. Over time, these repeated actions do not just move you forward. They propel you into a rhythm where stopping feels unnatural, where giving up becomes increasingly difficult, because momentum is on your side. Another important aspect is understanding that momentum compounds in all areas of life. Small actions in your personal growth, your health, your career, and your relationships interact with one another. Improvement in one area energizes the others. By showing up consistently in small ways, you are creating a ripple effect that touches every part of your life. Reading for 30 minutes a day improves your mind. Practicing a skill a little every day improves your competence. Making a small effort to connect with people daily improves your relationships. Alone, these actions might seem trivial. Together, they create unstoppable momentum that moves you toward a life far beyond what talent, luck, or one-time effort could achieve. But the key to harnessing this power is patience. Momentum is not built overnight. You will not see the snowball grow immediately. You will not feel the acceleration in the first week, or even the first month. The challenge is to trust the process, to continue showing up when results are invisible, when progress feels slow, when no one notices. Most people give up during this phase because they expect instant results, but the truth is that momentum rewards persistence, not impatience. The person who endures, who commits to the small actions repeatedly, will eventually reach a point where progress becomes inevitable. At that moment, what seemed like minimal effort suddenly turns into transformative power. The beauty of momentum is that it also reduces resistance. When you are moving, it is easier to keep moving. Each small success makes the next success more attainable. Each completed action creates confidence. And when momentum builds, obstacles that once seemed impossible feel manageable. You do not have to rely on extraordinary effort or sudden bursts of energy. The energy of movement carries you forward. In essence, the act of consistently doing small things becomes your greatest leverage, your secret advantage, and your most reliable path to lasting results. So never underestimate the quiet power of small, daily actions. Show up, do the work, take the step even when it feels insignificant. Over time, these actions will accumulate into unstoppable momentum. And once momentum is on your side, it will carry you past doubt, past fear, past any obstacle in your way. Showing up, even when you do not feel like it, builds character. It is easy to show up when everything feels perfect, when the energy is high, when life seems aligned with your desires. Anyone can perform when the conditions are favorable, but true growth, real transformation, comes when you show up despite discomfort, doubt, and resistance. Life will never be perfectly convenient. Motivation will not always greet you with a smile. Inspiration will not wait patiently until you are ready. What distinguishes those who achieve from those who only dream is the willingness to act even when every part of you whispers to stop. Showing up in these moments is not about immediate reward. It is about building the strength, resilience, and character that makes success possible. Every time you show up when you do not feel like it, you are reinforcing a habit, a mindset, and a belief that your goals are worth the effort. Your mind begins to recognize that effort is non-negotiable. Your heart begins to trust your commitment. And slowly, imperceptibly, your character is being shaped into someone capable of withstanding challenges and pushing past setbacks. This is the invisible work, the quiet shaping of your inner world that talent alone cannot provide. Talent may make a task easier at first, but only consistency through action can forge the kind of character that endures over a lifetime. Consider the moments when life feels heavy, when responsibilities pile up, when fatigue sets in, or when the outcome seems distant and unattainable. These are the moments that test you. These are the moments that define you. By showing up despite your feelings, by moving forward when it is hard, you are training yourself to withstand discomfort. You are teaching yourself that external circumstances do not dictate your actions. You are becoming the person who does not rely on fleeting emotions to determine behavior. This ability to act regardless of mood, energy, or situation is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is what allows small, daily efforts to compound into monumental results. Showing up consistently also builds credibility, both with yourself and with others. When you commit to being present, people notice. But more importantly, you notice yourself. You start to trust that your word means something, that your intentions align with your actions. Self-trust is a rare and invaluable quality, and it grows in the soil of persistent action. The more you show up, the more your confidence increases. Not the superficial confidence that comes from praise, but the deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you are capable of delivering day after day, regardless of circumstance. It is also important to understand that showing up is not always about perfection or dramatic results. Often, it is about doing the work quietly, consistently, and with focus. The act itself carries power even when progress seems invisible. Each time you push yourself forward, even in small ways, you are laying the foundation for future achievement. You are stacking blocks of discipline, resilience, and integrity that will support everything you aspire to create. Showing up teaches patience because it reminds you that growth is a process, not an event. It teaches humility because it requires persistence even when no one sees. And it teaches strength because it demands courage to continue in the face of discomfort. When you make showing up a habit, you create a life that is guided not by fleeting emotions or external validation, but by commitment and purpose. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop relying on temporary motivation. You stop making excuses. And you begin to experience a shift that is subtle yet profound. The small, consistent efforts, performed even when you do not feel like it, transform you from the inside out. They shape your character into one that is resilient, capable, and unwavering. So, show up every day, even when it is hard. Show up when it is inconvenient, when it is exhausting, when no one is watching. Show up because each time you do, you are building the strength, discipline, and character that no one can take away from you. In the long run, these moments of persistence define the life you live and the person you become. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It is the quiet, steady force that turns dreams into reality. Many people have visions, desires, and ambitions, but few understand that without discipline, these remain ideas floating in the air, never touching the ground. Discipline is not about punishment or rigidity. It is about commitment, about making choices that serve your long-term growth even when the immediate moment tempts you toward comfort or ease. It is the bridge that connects where you are now with where you want to be. And every step you take along it is a deliberate act of shaping your future. Imagine for a moment the person who has a goal but lacks discipline. They feel inspired, they feel motivated, but only sporadically. Some days they work hard, other days they rest excessively. Their effort is inconsistent, unpredictable, and unreliable. Their talent may shine at times, but progress is slow because the bridge connecting intention to result is incomplete. Now imagine the person who may not be the most talented, but shows up consistently, keeps their commitments, and honors their goals with discipline. Their bridge may not be flashy, but it is solid. Every small act of consistency lays another plank, and over time it becomes unshakable. Discipline allows effort to accumulate, turning small daily actions into significant achievements. Discipline is not glamorous, and that is why so few embrace it. It requires saying no to distractions, resisting temptations, and choosing long-term benefit over short-term pleasure. It is waking up early to work on your craft when others are sleeping. It is showing up when you feel tired or uninspired. It is doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. These moments of self-mastery are not noticed by others, but they shape you profoundly. They transform ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Discipline is the soil in which momentum grows, the force that turns intention into action, and action into results. Many people misunderstand discipline as a restriction. They see it as denying themselves enjoyment or freedom. In truth, discipline is the ultimate form of freedom. When you cultivate it, you free yourself from the chaos of impulsive decisions, from the frustration of unfulfilled goals, and from the regrets of wasted potential. It allows you to direct your energy purposefully, to act with intention, and to stay on the path that leads to your desired life. The disciplined person is not a prisoner of routine. They are the architect of their own destiny. Each choice made with discipline reinforces their path and strengthens their capacity to achieve. Discipline also builds resilience. When you practice it consistently, you learn to endure setbacks without giving up. You learn to keep moving forward even when progress is slow. You learn that failure is not a reason to quit, but a signal to adjust and continue. Goals are rarely achieved in a straight line. The journey is filled with obstacles, distractions, and challenges. Discipline keeps you on the bridge even when storms hit, when doubts arise, and when motivation fades. It is the unseen force that carries you forward, step by step, toward the life you envision. The bridge of discipline is constructed daily. Every time you honor a commitment to yourself, no matter how small, you add another plank. Each act of restraint, each choice to prioritize your goal over comfort, strengthens your foundation. Over time, the bridge grows strong enough to carry you over the gaps of doubt, fear, and delay. The person who builds this bridge consistently will find that no obstacle is insurmountable, no challenge too great, and no dream too distant. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence, about showing up for yourself and your future every single day. Without discipline, talent is wasted, momentum falters, and dreams remain unrealized. With discipline, the impossible becomes attainable, the overwhelming becomes manageable, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Discipline is the quiet, steady heartbeat that propels you forward, the bridge that connects your actions to your aspirations, and the foundation upon which success is built. So, embrace discipline as your ally, honor your commitments, and walk steadily along the bridge that connects your goals to achievement. It is through this steadfast devotion that you will arrive at the life you imagine. Resistance is temporary. Persistence creates lasting results. This is one of the truths that separates those who achieve from those who quit. Every journey toward growth, every pursuit of meaningful goals, encounters resistance. It appears as fatigue, doubt, fear, distraction, or discomfort. It appears as the voice in your mind telling you to delay, to rest, to take the easy path. Resistance is relentless, persistent, and universal. It does not discriminate between talent or intelligence, strength or weakness. Everyone faces it. The difference is not the presence of resistance, but how you respond to it. Those who persist, who continue despite resistance, are the ones who create results that endure. Resistance often feels insurmountable because it confronts us at the very moment we are most vulnerable. The moment when our energy is low, when motivation fades, or when the outcome seems distant is exactly when resistance appears strongest. It whispers excuses and questions your ability. It challenges your dedication. And this is precisely why showing up despite resistance is so transformative. When you push through it, you are not only moving toward your goal, but you are also strengthening your mind, your character, and your capacity for endurance. Every act of persistence in the face of resistance is a small victory, a confirmation that you are capable of more than you believed. The temporary nature of resistance is what makes persistence so powerful. The discomfort you feel in the moment is fleeting, but the results of pushing through last. Imagine planting a seed and facing cold, harsh weather as it begins to grow. The storm feels overwhelming at first, but if the seed remains rooted and continues to absorb sunlight and water, it eventually breaks through the soil, grows strong, and flourishes. Resistance is the storm. Persistence is the root that holds firm. Over time, the result is far greater than the struggle that preceded it. This is how lasting change, mastery, and achievement are created, not by avoiding resistance, but by moving through it. Persistence also shifts your perspective. When you continue in the face of resistance, you learn that obstacles are not permanent barriers, but temporary challenges. You begin to understand that discomfort is a sign of growth, not failure. You start to see that the only real limit is the one you accept. Each time you persist, your confidence grows. Each time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself that your determination is stronger than any external force. Persistence trains your mind to embrace challenges as opportunities, to see resistance as a sign that you are on the right path, and to recognize that lasting results are forged in the struggle, not in ease. Another powerful aspect of persistence is its compounding effect. One small act of resilience may seem insignificant on its own, but repeated over time, these acts accumulate into remarkable outcomes. Each day that you continue despite difficulty adds weight to your progress, strengthens your momentum, and moves you closer to your goals. Resistance may slow you, but it cannot stop you if you keep going. Even when results seem invisible, persistence is silently building the foundation for success. The results that come from this are not temporary. They are enduring, transformative, and life-changing because they are created through effort, discipline, and unwavering commitment. It is also important to remember that persistence is not about blind repetition. It is about thoughtful, intentional action sustained over time. It requires learning from mistakes, adjusting when necessary, and maintaining a steady focus on your goals. Resistance will always test you, but persistence is what allows you to navigate the challenge with purpose. It is the difference between giving up at the first sign of difficulty and continuing until your vision becomes reality. Every person who has achieved greatness, every person who has created lasting impact, has done so by persisting when resistance screamed louder than their desire to succeed. The lesson is simple yet profound. Resistance is temporary, but the results of persistence endure. Talent may open doors, momentum may push you forward, and discipline may guide you. But it is persistence that turns effort into achievement. When you learn to embrace resistance, to see it as a temporary obstacle rather than a permanent barrier, you unlock the power to create results that last. So, push through resistance every day. Keep moving forward even when it is hard, even when it is uncomfortable, even when you doubt yourself. In the long run, persistence will carry you beyond the obstacles and toward results that endure far longer than the resistance ever did. Repetition transforms effort into skill, and skill into mastery. This is one of the most powerful principles in life. Yet it is often overlooked because it does not promise immediate results. We live in a world that glorifies shortcuts, overnight success, and instant achievement. But the truth is that mastery is built slowly, quietly, and deliberately. Every great artist, athlete, entrepreneur, or thinker became exceptional not by chance, not by raw talent alone, but by the steady repetition of their craft. It is the daily, consistent effort, repeated over and over, that carves competence into your being and transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary ability. Repetition is not just about doing the same thing endlessly. It is about purposeful action, mindful practice, and dedication to improvement. Every time you engage in deliberate repetition, you are training your mind, your body, and your habits. The first few attempts may feel awkward, inefficient, or even discouraging. Mistakes will happen, frustration will rise, and progress may seem invisible. Yet, each repetition is quietly shaping neural pathways, strengthening muscle memory, and reinforcing the patterns that lead to skill. Just as a blacksmith hammers metal repeatedly to shape it, repetition hammers effort into proficiency. And over time, mastery emerges naturally. Skill does not appear overnight. It is not a sudden gift or a stroke of luck. It is the accumulation of repeated effort, performed consistently, with attention and intention. The more you repeat, the more your actions become automatic, precise, and refined. Simple tasks evolve into effortless movements. Challenges that once seemed impossible become manageable. Confidence grows alongside competence because repetition removes doubt and replaces it with proof. Proof comes from experience, from having faced difficulty and repeated action enough times to know that you can succeed again. This is why repetition is so powerful. It turns uncertainty into assurance, effort into ability, and practice into mastery. Repetition also builds resilience. Every time you attempt, fail, and try again, you are learning not only the skill itself, but also the patience, persistence, and mindset required to succeed. Life does not always reward speed or natural talent. It rewards endurance and consistency. The person who repeats with purpose will find that obstacles, failures, and setbacks lose their power to stop them. Repetition trains you to face difficulty without fear because it creates familiarity with the process of effort, struggle, and improvement. Over time, you learn to trust in the process, to value the journey as much as the destination, and to see mistakes as feedback rather than defeat. Another important aspect of repetition is that it compounds. One small, repeated action may seem insignificant on its own, but when multiplied over days, weeks, months, and years, the impact becomes extraordinary. A single practice session may not transform you, but hundreds or thousands of deliberate repetitions accumulate into mastery. The person who consistently owns their skill quietly outpaces those who rely solely on talent or sporadic effort. Momentum grows from repetition. Confidence grows from repetition. And the ability to create extraordinary results grows from repetition. What once required thought and struggle eventually becomes second nature, and mastery is no longer an aspiration, but a reality. Repetition also cultivates humility and focus. It reminds you that achievement is rarely immediate, that growth is a process, and that mastery demands patience. It keeps you grounded because it emphasizes the importance of effort over ego. The person who repeats their work diligently understands that skill is not proven by natural ability or accolades, but by the quiet dedication to doing the work again and again, even when no one is watching. This mindset allows for continuous improvement and ensures that your progress is not temporary but lasting. In essence, repetition is the bridge between desire and accomplishment. Effort without repetition is fleeting. Skill without practice is fragile. Repetition is what transforms your intention into action, your action into competence, and your competence into mastery. It is the invisible engine behind every success story, the quiet rhythm that shapes greatness, and the foundation upon which lasting achievement is built. So, commit to repetition in everything you do. Show up every day, practice diligently, refine your skills, and trust that your consistent effort, repeated over time, will transform your potential into mastery and your dreams into reality. Success is not luck, it is the habit of never quitting. Many people look at achievement and assume it comes from fortunate circumstances, chance encounters, or innate talent. They believe that some people are simply lucky, while others are destined to struggle. The truth is far different. Luck is fleeting, unpredictable, and unreliable. What truly separates those who succeed from those who do not is not chance. It is the unwavering commitment to keep going, to persevere, and to refuse to give up no matter the obstacles, setbacks, or failures along the way. Success is forged in the habit of persistence, in the daily choice to continue when giving up seems easier, and in the courage to keep moving toward your goals, even when the path is unclear. Life will challenge you. It will test your patience, your confidence, and your willpower. You will face moments where failure seems inevitable, where the weight of circumstances feels too heavy, and where doubt creeps in like a shadow. Everyone experiences this. What determines the outcome is not whether you face resistance, but whether you continue despite it. The habit of never quitting is a decision, repeated again and again, that your vision, your goals, and your purpose matter more than temporary discomfort or fear. It is the understanding that persistence compounds, that each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you imagine. Refusing to quit does not mean ignoring mistakes or blindly pushing forward. It means learning from failure, adjusting when necessary, and continuing to move forward with resilience. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced setbacks. Every story of triumph is filled with moments when giving up would have been understandable, even reasonable. Yet what distinguishes the achiever is the habit of standing back up, of showing up again, and of continuing the effort despite temporary defeat. This is the invisible power behind every lasting achievement, the ability to endure, adapt, and persist until the results become inevitable. That the habit of never quitting also builds character. It strengthens your mind, your patience, and your focus. It teaches you that external conditions, luck, talent, or opportunity, are secondary to the internal quality of persistence. When you make a commitment to never quit, you are creating a foundation of reliability within yourself. You begin to trust that you can handle adversity. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats. This mindset shift is what allows ordinary effort to compound into extraordinary results. Those who quit may have potential, but only those who persist realize it fully. It is also important to understand that success rarely comes quickly or easily. Overnight achievement is a myth. Most accomplishments are the result of years of consistent effort, repeated practice, and unyielding dedication. The habit of never quitting ensures that you continue accumulating experience, knowledge, and skill, even when progress is slow or invisible. Each day that you persist strengthens your foundation, expands your capacity, and increases the likelihood of success. Over time, this cumulative effect becomes unstoppable. Success is less about sudden brilliance and more about the quiet, consistent decisions to keep going. Moreover, the habit of persistence influences every aspect of life. Once you commit to never quitting in one area, this habit spills over into others. It teaches resilience in relationships, patience in personal growth, and determination in professional endeavors. The mindset of continuing regardless of difficulty becomes a core part of who you are, a force that shapes your actions and decisions long after individual goals are achieved. Persistence becomes not just a habit, but a lifestyle, a principle by which you navigate every challenge and opportunity that comes your way. Success is the reward of those who refuse to stop. Talent alone cannot create it, luck alone cannot guarantee it, and fleeting motivation cannot sustain it. Only the habit of showing up, persevering, and refusing to quit can turn ambition into achievement, effort into mastery, and dreams into reality. When you cultivate this habit, you build an internal engine that keeps you moving forward through resistance, fatigue, and doubt. You develop the capacity to achieve not because life is easy, but because you are relentless. So, embrace the habit of never quitting. Commit to your goals, continue even when it is difficult, and persist when it feels impossible. In time, the results you seek will not be a matter of luck or chance. They will be the inevitable outcome of your unwavering dedication. As we come to the close of this journey together, remember that the path to success is not paved with fleeting inspiration or mere talent. It is built through consistency, small daily actions, the courage to show up even when you do not feel like it, the discipline to honor your commitments, the persistence to move past resistance, the repetition that transforms effort into mastery, and the unyielding habit of never quitting. Each of these principles is a thread, and when woven together, they create the fabric of a life defined by achievement, growth, and purpose. Your dreams are not distant illusions. They are waiting for you to act, to commit, and to stay the course. Every effort you make, no matter how small, brings you closer. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve. Every day that you choose action over hesitation effort over ease, and persistence over surrender, you are shaping the life you imagine. So, take these lessons with you. Force yourself to be consistent. Show up. Be disciplined. Persist. Repeat. Never quit. Let these principles guide your steps not just today, but every day that follows. The road may be challenging, the pace may be slow, but the results will be extraordinary because they are earned. I wish each of you the courage to embrace this journey, the strength to persist through the inevitable obstacles, and the wisdom to recognize that your growth is a process worth every effort. Good luck on your path. Stay committed, stay focused, and never stop moving forward. Thank you.